In my document, I already placed some of these characters, but I'm gonna walk through how to place a character. Okay, so I have my toolbar here in my layers panel. So to place a character, you're gonna go to File and Place, and then you'll search for one of these characters. Okay, once you choose your file, just click anywhere in the canvas or in the workspace, and then you have a new character here. And then to resize and move around, you'll be using the selection tool. So I'm gonna hold Shift to keep proportions. If you do not hold Shift, you could distort the image. And in this case, I do not want to distort the image. I'm going to hold Shift and kind of size down my character. And now I'm ready to draw some of these characters. Control plus to zoom in. Control plus on a PC. Command plus on a Mac to zoom in. The pen tool is used to draw shapes or lines. And before I start drawing, I want to lower the opacity of this character. Select it, go to my control panel above, and in opacity, lower it. That way I could see my lines when I'm drawing, or my shapes. Lock my layer and create a new layer. Select the pen tool. And with the pen tool, you could draw lines or shapes. So in order to draw a line, you're gonna click once to activate the pen tool, and then click again to make a line. And then in order to draw a shape, click again, and you come back where you started from. Once you see the little circle appear, you click, and then you have a shape. And if you want, you could add a color to it. All right. So now to draw a curve, you're gonna click and drag in the direction you want a curve to go. So I want my curve to go up. Okay. So now my curve is going up. I'm holding a space bar to move my canvas. If you hold space bar, you can move your canvas around, and then click and drag in the direction you want your curve. So now I have a curve, and if I want to finish my shape here, my organic shape, I'm going to click again, drag, and then if I want to close my shape, I'm going to return to the start. And now I have a shape. And I could rotate it if I want. If I want to make changes, I could go to my direct selection tool and move these points. I'm going to click on the letter P for the pen tool. Click and drag up. Click and drag. Now see how the pen tool follows the anchor? So to reactivate the anchor, I'm holding Alt because I want my line to go this direction. I want my line to go this direction, so I need to redirect my my anchor here, Alt, Alt, yeah. So it kind of gives you a preview of where your angle is going to go or your line's going to go. That's going to work. And you see how, let me zoom in a little bit. Here, my line is going to curve a little too much because my anchor point is going out too much. So I need to redirect that anchor point. So I'm holding Alt to redirect. Alt on a PC, Option on a Mac. I need to redirect again if I want to follow the line. Space bar to move. Now this is going to be a little tricky for you in the beginning, but with practice you'll get faster at this. To close my shape, I see the little circle appear next to the cursor. So hold Alt. And now to make adjustments, I could come back with my direct selection tool and make adjustments, move the anchor point. I'm using the space bar to move around my canvas. If I move one anchor point, the other anchor point moves as well. That's part of the reason why when I draw, I click and drag to get these anchor points. It's easier to make adjustments later. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that shape. Now I'm going to draw the rest of the body. So for this hand, I could use the Pathfinder tool. Let me bring out the Pathfinder tool. Window, Pathfinder panel. And I'm going to use the ellipse tool for this. Or actually, I'll use the rectangular tool. Use the rectangular tool. And then I'm going to use these little circles to round off the corners. I'm going to copy this shape here. So I'm using the both the Pathfinder tool and the pen tool to draw this character. And then I could combine these two shapes. Simple circle here. And now I could use a pen tool to draw the body. I'm going to follow this curve. Click and drag, click and drag, redirect with Alt key. Okay, and then with the direct selection tool, we can make adjustments here. Now I'm overlapping on purpose because I'm going to have the body in front of the foot, so I don't have to worry about tracing this line here. Okay, just a few more. Use Alt to copy. And then I'm going to draw lines for the whiskers. Click and drag, click and drag. Control to deselect. Okay, just a few more. All I need is to draw the bow here. I'm going to use the pen tool to draw this part of the bow. And maybe I could reflect it to draw the right side of the bow. I'm also using keyboard shortcuts, so I don't have to go back to my toolbar. Right, letter P is for the pen tool. M is for the rectangular tool. Okay, so let's reflect this part of the blow, this part of the bow. Okay, so first I'm going to copy it by holding Alt. Go to my reflect tool, hit enter, and I want to reflect it vertically. Okay. And then the letter R on your keyboard is to rotate. So I'm going to rotate it slightly. And there you go. Done. Now we're ready to add some color. So I'm going to select my drawing. Well, actually, I could turn off the reference. So I'm going to select these shapes and add some color to it. Also, before I continue, I'm going to change the stroke size. That way I get a thicker line. Oops. Let's try 1 point. Okay, perfect. And I didn't save this original color that I used. So I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to copy that color. And same with the foot and the tail. So now I added color, but I have other shapes in the bottom underneath this shape. So I need to right click. So if I hit Control Y, I could see everything that I've drawn. Control Y is for outline mode. Control Y again is for preview mode. Control Y. On a PC, Command Y on a Mac. So I know I have more objects underneath this shape. So right click and arrange, send to back. Let me check my reference. Okay. So I'm going to send both of these behind the body, arrange, send backward. So now I need to color the bow in. Arrange, into front. Okay, just a few more things here before I finish the video. So when you draw a line, let me zoom in here. In your stroke panel, you have different options for the end of the line. So right now it's a squared line, or in other words, a cap. So if you select the line, if you go to your stroke panel, it's set default is cap. You could round off your corners or your ends. So round and projecting. So for this example, I'm going to cap. Oh, sorry, I'm going to round off the ends here. All right, and one more thing So in the reference, there's sort of like a shape here. Now there's different ways that we could draw that shape, but I want to show you one specific way to draw this. So I'm going to select that shape. And in my tools panel, you have different options. You have 3 options at the bottom. You have draw normal, draw behind, and draw inside. That's the one I'm going to be using. So now anything I draw is going to be drawn inside of this shape. So I'm going to go back to my pen tool. I'm going to pick a different color here. And now I could draw the shape, and it's going to be drawn inside of the shape. So notice that it's sort of a clipping mask where the shape is drawn inside of the original selected shape. Double click to deselect. And now I have a drawing, a vector drawing of a character. All right, let me draw one more. But this time I'm going to go a little quicker. So first thing, I'm going to lower the opacity, lock my layer, rename my layer, select the pen tool, click and drag, redirect. So now I'm going to start at the end. I deselected my line. And now I'm going to start drawing from this direction. I should have started in the center, but you could deselect your line and then redirect it and start drawing from the opposite direction. Alt to redirect. Again, Alt to redirect here. I recommend using few points. The fewer the points you use, the cleaner your drawing is going to be, and the easier it is to make changes. And another tip of advice, whenever you're drawing a curve, all you need is 2 points. Sometimes I'll see people use about 5 points to make a curve, but all you need is 2 points to make a curve. Oops. I'm going to reflect. Alt to copy, reflect. And that is it. I'm ready to add a color here. Okay, let me turn off my reference. Now hold shift to select multiple objects. Right click. And I'm going to select this object and draw it inside. Now let me add a background. And I'm going to give it a 1 point outline. So there you go. Those are basic ways to use the pen tool